would you please give us some free passes to the county parks? You could issue these with our pictures. Not all of us are going to have money to stay in hotels or B&Bs. I bought a tent yesterday at Walmart. So I want to know if you're going to let me camp out someplace.
Toby, no, nah.
I don't want to go to the FEMA camp. I'm not going.
Toby, call me up. I'll take you. We're gonna put you up at Anani Loa.
I got the tent.
Toby, we got you, Toby. We'll consider
I'll take
it. Okay.
How about opening up those roads that you guys say you guys gonna open, so that people can get familiar with the roads, how to go in and, get to where they gotta get out,
Right.
okay?
In the event that Highway 130 gets cut, it depends where it gets cut. Is it going to be above the village, Pahoa Village, below Pahoa Village, below Leilani, north of Leilani? So we have different scenarios that we are working out, but the priority of effort is going to be to improve the unimproved part of Government Beach Road so that we can have at least that access. Then we're looking at how do we develop a north-south connectivity between subdivisions, Leilani, Nana Valley, Hawaiian Beaches, Hawaiian Shores, all the way to HPP. So some of the private roads, I've spoke to some of the owners, but a lot of the property is also leased out. So we need to talk to the people that are leasing it too. So all of that has not been done because there's a number of options, a number of routes that we could choose, but they're all on the drawing board at this time. So when the roads would be open would be, certainly we're going to focus on the government roads, which would be under the county, or those that are under the state of Hawaii. For example, Railroad Avenue, part of it is state, part of it is private. But a lot of details yet to be worked out to make it all legal. Yeah.
You mentioned Chain of Craters Road and a route between Opihikau and Nanavali, and then tonight you also said the government roads. Are you looking at Chain of Craters Road with the hypothesis that the lava will stay along the East Rift Zone? Are you looking at the road because it will mean a multi-agency effort and a way to alleviate the cost burden from the county? How can we ensure the county can build us some dirt roads through subdivisions to make our way to Hilo? Is there a section in the county code that allows for the substandard roads to be built in the state of emergency? If so, what does the code define as the state of emergency? How long and how soon before the D9s get rolling? Thank you.
So part of it, Tiffany, was with the proclamation and the request for the governor's declaration. It will lighten or ease some of the government permitting processes to allow them to go through and put the roads in. That includes even the accommodations with roads that don't have to meet road standards, so they can go in quickly, be all-weather surfaces, be safe to drive on, but not necessarily paved road, which could take a long time to build. So they're looking at the most expeditious, quickest way to put connectivity in there. And as Warren pointed out, utilizing those roads that exist, both on the map as well as on the ground, that already have easements. One example with railroad, there is a 40-foot easement on that road going between Hawaiian Beaches and Paradise Park. So it's a very wide easement that would allow them to put a nice road through there to provide for that connectivity. And again, the type of surface initially would be an all-weather surface to provide for the safe movement of people in and out of the area, to allow for large vehicles. We need to continue to have large trucks coming through. So it will be a surface and a road that would allow for all of that as part of this particular event.
Seaview, apparently they're going to make us go all around. There's a road straight up from Kalapana Seaview where apparently some guy with a gun was trying to keep Halco out. I don't know. There's so many rumors going on. But can we, or we're going to have to go on this teeny, and take hours. Those are my two questions, but the other thing is, just for everybody, look at everything you own that owns you, and shed your dead weight now, people. Collect boxes now, and visualize, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way we can be prepared, because Pele is Pele, and we respect that it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So, and we're having a sale down in Seaview and the Red Road now, next weekend, where all the neighbors, all the neighbors are gonna have a community sale, so it creates a lot of excitement, bring a lot of Hilo people down to take all our crap away.
There were denied voters in District 4 and 5. I live in 5. We're hoping, if this flow does happen to go across, that the State Department of Elections will be given the correct information of who can come in and who can come out, and no one ever is denied the right to vote again in this district.
We have a lot of earth movers here that's ready to make the roads without any money. So I'd like to know, do they have to sign up? Where do they have to go? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We moved up a level to level 4 today, and I'm wondering, what is the level 5? How many levels are there?
That's an
That's it.
HVO, or Hawaii Volcanoes Observatory, the alert level, so level 4 is the highest level.
And we won't hear of any more levels that we haven't been.
No, what you'll hear from us, though, at Civil Defense, if the conditions change and it warrants, we're moving towards an evacuation, it'd be 1. And if not, if it's downgraded, we'll be letting you know that as well.
I spoke to the principal a week ago in regards to our children, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people here have children that attend Pahoa school. When will DOE prepare our kikis for, to let them know kind of what is going on? My kids come home every day, they get no letter, they're not talked to about what's going on. They see it on the news, and they hear from their parents, what we think or what we find out, but nothing from the school authority. So my concern is, when does a school take place to maybe have an assembly to comfort the kids, to let them know when or what is about to take place? To inform them. The kikis, they know what is going on. You don't have to go into detail. That's a parent's responsibility of evacuating the child, but letting them know that in action plan, what's going to happen, they're aware of the whereabouts of where the lava is.
One of the things I'll take with that suggestion is to DOE is, what information can we provide to them that can be shared with the students, even if it would require we come out to the school and brief the students, like you say, in assembly. So I'll talk to the DOE, the complex area superintendent, because she is a close partner with us. They're in our EOC all the time, so we'll see what we can do to help improve information flowing through the school system as well.
We're the only property that's on the grid. Everybody else has solar. So my question is, if the lava progresses the way it is now, are you coordinating with HELCO to restore power to Lower Puna after the flow? And also, do you have contingency plans to build a road over the lava when it cools down enough? Thank you.
So with regards to HELCO, they have been part of the discussions on their contingency plans if main distribution lines are affected, as well as we've shared information with them on some studies that have come up with ideas on how to protect their infrastructure. One is wetting it, as well as using sand and other materials around the pools to prevent it from being burned and lost. So yes, we are working that, and when conditions would allow for roads, if roads are affected, for roads to be reestablished, then yes, that would be part of the plan.
I'm wondering if the lava should come down and cross into the ocean anywhere along the way, along the ocean front. The people that are left in the subdivisions could be a huge area, and I'm just wondering, are they going to be allowed to stay? And would the most likely way out be through chain of craters?
Unless the lava flow poses an imminent danger to your health and safety, there may not need for you to evacuate.
Right.
There'll be other hazards we need to look at, such as fires, the emissions or gases that are coming off. So be looking at all the hazards and be keeping you informed of those, so you can make good decisions if you should choose to stay. But our goal is to provide as much connectivity as possible.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Sure.
I live in Ka'ohe, and a few of us have been wondering about if there's any kind of state or federal or FEMA assistance in any way of rebuilding if our houses do get taken over by lava. Is there any kind of assistance in that way, financially?
If this escalates to the point of being declared a disaster, then other programs would be resourced or tasked to come in and provide assistance. So I'd like to say yes. I can't guarantee that those programs would kick in.
How far is the circle around wherever the lava flow is, or the distance to where you start to evacuate?
Well, obviously, we're going to give all of the residents days' notice before it actually enters the subdivision for the evacuation. As far as how far we would go with evacuating residents depends on some of the hazards. As you saw in some of the footage or some of the pictures, some of these properties have abandoned vehicles on them. They have other things stored. Those would be hazardous conditions that we'd have to protect the community from. You can only imagine if we had a dozen cars burning with rubber tires, the smoke and the fumes might be a concern that we'd have to make a farther buffer zone. So we're going to look at all of the different hazards that are occurring at the time. I'm still hopeful it's going to bypass all the subdivisions, but when an evacuation is initiated, we're going to do it as safely and as methodically as we can to make it as least stressful on all of you, as well as we do respect that for some people that is their home that's being lost. They would like, as part of the grieving process and closure, to watch it go. And we'll work with you on that if that's the case, but we will make sure that you are safe before we do anything else.
One of the things I keep hearing tonight is about the connectivity between subdivisions and in the event of evacuation or the alternate routes. And I guess my main question is, are you planning on making one continuous road, like railroad or beach road or whatever, all the way through, or just connecting the subdivisions and jumps and starts where you'd have to kick over 5 roads and go through and go down? And the other thing is that, you know, if you go on Highway 130 right now, and I know they're trying to widen it and whatever, but I mean, if you go on there in the morning or if you come back at the night, I mean, on normal days, there is more traffic than that road can handle. If you have a substandard road, and it's unlikely that you would have to evacuate, you know, more than 1 or 2 subdivision at a time, I would think. But I mean, if theoretically everybody was trying to evacuate on a 2-lane gravel road, you know, the highway right now doesn't do it, and it could cause some serious problems and logistically. But I guess the first question is just, is it going to be a one continuous path from Puna into Hilo or wherever, or, you know, just connective roads that start and stop?
We don't want any traffic jams on 130, so 130 should be cleared by the time if it gets severed. Relative to the alternate roads, the beach road, in some places it's 10 feet wide, some places it's 6 feet wide, some places it's 20 feet wide. So what we're planning to do is, it's obviously, not obviously, but very difficult to build a full 2-lane road, which would require about 30 to 40 feet. So we're looking at what the present road alignments are going to give us. If they're going to give us 10 feet, we'll do 10 feet with maybe 10 feet wide with pullouts, so that, you know, you could have 2-way traffic. Another alternative that we're looking at is that if we get enough circulation with the beach road and maybe with Railroad Avenue and other interconnecting roads, maybe there'll be a loop system, a one-way. Or we could be even looking at, depending when we know when the morning traffic is and we know when the afternoon traffic is. It depends what area is going to be severed. Then maybe certain roads during certain times of the day, peak and evening, morning and evening peaks would be one way, and another road would be, you know, 2 ways with the pullouts. So a lot to be determined yet, but we are working on that, and you know, I hope that once we get more information, we'll let you folks know. And again, a lot of it depends on where the projected crossing of 130 is going to take place.